a lot of coordination. There's no clicker. I like the clicker. Did you lose the clicker?
It's in your room.
It's in my room. Why is it in my room? Carol's are living with Jake. Things get put in your room. Okay. We'll make this work. Okay, so my talk is called Beginnings. If you weren't there in December, I did one called Endings. It's meant to be like a nice two-parter, but if it's not, you can still enjoy it, that's fine. It's also called Get Out of the Hinterlands. You'll see why. It's also called How Cute Is This Fun? Because I know it's cute. If you don't think it's cute, I'm like going to be seeing it a lot. Okay, so a year ago, if you so much as mentioned wanting to play Dragon Age Inquisition on Twitter, you'd get one of two responses. Firstly, people declaring their love for X character. I didn't realise how explicit this was. You can see everything.
I mean, technically it's covered.
It's not.
Oh my
God.
That's not his work.
Which helps as much as you think. And secondly, and much more frequently, the following sentence. Get out of the hinterlands. The hinterlands, for those of you who haven't played Dragon Age Inquisition, and if you haven't, what are you doing? And I love Dorian. The hinterlands is the first area you spend a significant amount of time in. There are a number of side quests which mostly involve fetching, killing, and finding, and it is incredibly dull. The problem is that Dragon Age has an unbelievably unhelpful tutorial comparable to a neglectful mother being tasked with homeschooling you. She'll sit you down, she'll give you a paper and a pen, and tell you to learn the alphabet or whatever. Dragon Age is like that, but instead of paper, there's swords. And instead of pens, it's how to use swords. So there you are in the hinterlands, endlessly marauding and collecting things, the purpose of which you have yet to find out. Waiting for your neglectful tutorial mother to come back and tell you that you've done good, and now it's time to move on. This never happens. People spend tens of hours in the hinterlands waiting. It's because we're used to games always shepherding us on, eager to show us what else they've made for us, but Dragon Age just isn't interested in this. To the point where the first 30 hours of the goddamn prologue, the actual game, the titular Inquisition doesn't even start until you're halfway in. But you should all play it, it's really good. Get out of the hinterlands is the advice being given to you by basically all the people who also spend tens of hours in the hinterlands before going, fuck this, and then realising that the hinterlands is just a waiting room. Imagine trying to fill yourself up on handfuls of tiny vol au vents, only to find out that the main course was in the other room the whole time, getting gross and cold. Join us, we say. Get out of the hinterlands. Exploring like vol au vents. No one actually wrote that article, so I'm kind of regretting that. But every game has this tedious beginning. Even if the length of time is different, it usually only lasts as long as the tutorial. Because then most games are happy to give you a sword, slap you on the ass, and tell you to get on with it. Other games are very, very scared that you won't know what's going on. And just like your first teenage boyfriend, just before you broke up with him, they hold your hand for far, far longer than you'd like. So I'm going to call these bits, the beginning bits, that stop you from fully getting into the game, the hinterlands. It's taken me half the talk to get to that point. There are a few examples. Skyward Sword's hinterlands is Skyloft, the incredibly boring island that floats above all the cool earthbound adventures, which holds onto you for ages, adjusting your tie and making sure your breath smells alright before you go off to university. Harvest Moon has a horrible habit of thinking you need an entire season to learn which way's up on a pitchfork. Still love it though. But what about the fantastic beginnings, the ones that take the hinterlands and turn it into whatever the opposite of a pastoral yawn fest is? A nightclub, I guess? Look at Paper Mario, the 1,000-Year Door. The game is about paper. The game starts with a book. Books are made of paper. Genius. Look at Majora's Mask. The hinterland there is an entire 3-day cycle where you think you're solving something, but actually it turns out that you're just going to start over again and do it again. It's cool. You return to the same hinterlands, but it's entirely different and there's more to do. Or Bioshock Infinite's hinterlands, which is entirely baffling and beautiful, enough to distract you from the fact that you have no idea what's going on at all. A good hinterlands grabs you right by the testicles or ovaries and throws you straight into the action. A bad hinterlands is long. Yeah, it's just, I was seeing a reflection over there, I thought, that, but it's good. It's long, confusing, difficult, and just really boring. Sometimes it's you that has to get out of the hinterlands. Go and have your adventures already, but sometimes it's the game designers who need to let you leave the hinterlands. We know you're scared that we'll forget where the A button is, or that we don't grasp the incredibly important foreshadowing you're trying to set up, or, looking at you Assassin's Creed devs, you really, really want us to know your character's backstory, but please, we want to hit things with our swords already, go away. And since I like my talk to have real world applications, here's some IRL advice from me. The hinterlands is your comfort zone, and outside the hinterlands is opportunity. It's big and scary, and there are dragons, and bad guys, and sexy S&M loving bull men. But the hinterlands gets you nowhere. It's life's waiting room, life's tutorial. You've got this. Get out of the hinterlands. Adventure awaits. Thank you.